Now we're behind schedule. What do you want?
Yeah, we can just cancel it. We haven't.
No, it's too late.
No,
I'm sorry. Late. I'm gonna
just open it.
It's fine.
Open the beer.
Earlier. It's going live on the Insta.
Yeah, forgot all about this show. Hey, everybody! It is Daniel, Tiffany, and Phil here from the Wish You Were Beer Show. Thank you as always for stopping by. This is a live beer show. Like no fucking shit. You can't make this up. You can't edit it.
Literally just poured this beer.
You can say whatever you want. It's the internet.
Nope.
I'm going to be doing a small stand-up set towards the end of this. There's going to be some vulgarity. There's going to be some questionable opinions about the Middle East. So stick around if you want to just really get your feathers ruffled. No? We probably should have talked about this before the show. I apologize.
That was not part of our 2-hour-long rehearsal before the show.
By the way, that was the beer news.
That was the beer news. I love the idea that we rehearsed for this for 2 hours beforehand, and then that's how it started. Oh, God.
Me panicking of like, oh, well, I grabbed 2 of the beers we're doing on the show, so I'm just going to open one early.
Yes.
Panic mode.
Again, if you're unfamiliar with us, we do the show every Thursday night, 8 p.m. Eastern. We stream it here in YouTube. You can also find it live on Instagram, Facebook as well. You can see all of our social media handles down there at the bottom, so make sure you follow along with us. Tiffany and I are in Virginia. Phil is in Miami. So if you follow our socials, you kind of get to see where we drink individually, and then we come together on the show and chat about it and drink beer together as well. So follow along with us wherever you can get us. Up at the top of the page, there is our website, wishyourbeershow.com. Make sure you check in with us there. It's got a great repertoire of all of our past episodes. You
can go watch more.
Yes. Now, if you want to hear more words like repertoire, croissant.
No, not croissant.
I mean, there's at least 150 hours, I think, at this point.
Oh, God. Isn't that terrifying?
What episode number is this?
We're in the one. I think we're close to 150.
Oh, really?
I assumed it was like in the 300s at this point.
It feels like so much more.
I don't know the exact number, actually.
I love it. Well, if you go to our website there, like I said, you can find all of our past shows. More importantly, you can find a merch store there as well. So if you see any shirts like these that we carry or anything sometimes we wear on the show that's branded, chances are you can probably purchase that through the website. So there's our Don't Cross the Stream shirt. I know it looks like a Cottonmouth Kings emblem, but it is actually 2 gentlemen, I assume, helping each other urinate.
That is the plan.
Okay, because that, without there being a stream, they really could be doing a litany of things for each other.
There's going to be a stream at one point or another. So
of some type or another. Play your cards right.
Well, 3 minutes in, and
it's either going to be a long stream or a real short, fast one.
I know.
New thing shows are only 30 minutes. Trusted on the internet for much longer than that.
True story.
Little than 3 minutes.
So again, thank you everybody for stopping by. We are playing trivia tonight. So if you don't know about the show, we do trivia. We will be doing that through Kahoot. So you can see the game pen down there at the bottom of the screen. So you can go to kahoot.it, or if you have the Kahoot app, you can do it that way as well. We'll be playing trivia here in a little bit. So go ahead and log into Kahoot, make your team name, come up with something clever. We're doing a beer out of Richmond tonight that's called Beta RVA. It's a West Coast Pilsner. So you can make a team name based off of something in that world, or you can just call yourself Vagina or something like whatever Gabe's going to do. What is it?
Real creative normally.
Yeah, real creative, like middle school inside of the locker creative.
Well, he does have one of those S tattoos, so it really makes sense.
One of those S tattoos. Yeah, I love it. Dave literally came into the room right as the Crossing Stream shirt was up. Perfect.
Checks out.
Perfect.
Thank goodness.
Barrow says we're on episode 150.
Thank goodness.
That's what I just saw it as well.
I appreciate it.
My favorite is I counted. I love that you just spent the past 2 minutes on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Well, I am. Normally we would do some beer news tonight, but I did want to chat with Phil for a few minutes.
Yes.
As you know, if you keep up with the show, Phil is somewhat newly in Miami. He's only been down there for a couple of weeks now.
Long enough not to have window dressings.
Would you get off his window dressings?
I hate the term window dressing. Like, you're trying to get me to get curtains. Please not call them window dressing.
What did we call it earlier? I couldn't remember.
Window dressings.
Oh, window treatment.
Window treatment is
Yeah,
another
yeah.
term. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, I've done some treatment on those windows.
Oh God.
Across
Across the street.
I apologize. Let's talk
My
about
neighbors love me.
your experience in Miami at what brewery was it?
Yeah.
I can't remember.
Phil's finally venturing out, and he went to a brewery this week.
I know.
I mean, he didn't really have too many options.
So I will say I'm in Miami Beach, South Beach specifically. Not a huge brewery scene here in South Beach, but there are two that are close by, and I went to the correct one that I'm very excited about. And it's super close to my place, and it is called the Abbey Brew Pub. When I was picturing like a brewery in Miami Beach, this was not what I was picturing. And I'll bring in some photos. I was not picturing like wood stools and like pews, like this was not something that I was thinking. And on top of that, I was also not thinking that I was going to see a 105 West Brew Co.
I love that.
Jelly Man.
Which is just crazy to me, because I looked to see like if they had like a bunch of brewery stickers. They don't. So like somehow 105 West got to be like one of the only, like obviously they have a few right there, but that's it. That's like the only ones.
We gotta get more stickers of our show. We'll put it right next to it.
Yeah.
It's a really, really cool bar. I know I didn't get a chance to really talk to the guy, but this one guy came out, old guy. I'm kind of thinking that this was his spot. He's got the vibe. It's got like a old like brothers type of place.
Yeah.
And so I did some research on this place. It opened up in 1995.
Jeez.
So they've been doing craft beer there since 95, which is just wild to me that someone in Miami Beach thought to do that.
Yeah.
And they do some like, it's like a full bar as well, but they don't really do any food. So it's literally just go in, have a few drinks. It's open until 5 a.m.
Miami is a wild animal, for the record.
You heard it like a brewery type place open till 5 a.m.
They are, well, one of the local ones near us was closed. They close at like 11 on the weeknight or weekends. And we were like, what? They're open
11?
that late?
I just love the idea of me like getting around like 4 a.m. being like, I can use a beer. And like, walk to this place.
That's actually a legitimate feeling. I would love that personally.
That's when you normally get up. So I assume
That's what I'm saying. That would be like my morning beer. Like, I'm up. I got to head to work. Let me get a cold one.
Daniel, I think you're going to like this part. I don't know if they're still doing it, but apparently on Sundays, the owner makes hot dogs in like beer batter, and it's free. So apparently he just like, you go in on a Sunday and there's just like free hot dogs that have just made in beer.
It's
like,
it's basically Daniel's ideal brunch.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we're gonna have to find that out if they're still doing that on Sundays. But from what I read, that's what they're doing. So just I don't know, really, really cool place that was so unexpected from what I thought I was gonna find here.
And I think those are always like, that's always one of the most fun things. Like especially when you're somewhere new, and like sometimes you'll do some research and you'll seek somewhere out that you really want to go to. And sometimes you just walk in somewhere and you're like, holy shit, this place is fantastic.
And the reason I know you guys would definitely walk into this place is because they don't really have much signage. Like they have a little sign out front, but they do have a neon sign up at the top that just says bar. That's it.
Yes.
That's good. Does it have small windows?
I don't even know if there were windows.
Even better.
Fucking better.
It's just like a concrete building with like neon sign.
the only light coming in, I think, was just through the door because it was wide open. Like that was it. Really, really cool spot. Really nice people that were in there. The bartenders were like, I walked in by myself, just sat there. I ordered a beer, and the bartender stopped to talk to me about like the beer I was having, talking to me about his favorite beer. Like it was just, you felt like right at home right away. And sometimes at those kind of divey places, you don't know if you're going to get that sort of treatment. Because it can go either way. They either think that you're just a drunk that just wants to be left alone, or they're kind of talkative. And they were super nice and talkative and fun. And I'm definitely going to go back. So
those are always my favorite breweries. The ones that like everyone there is trying to engage with you in some way, shape, or form. I mean, whether it's just to be polite before they move on to the next customer or otherwise, but the whole fact that they, talk to you and want to know about what you're drinking or how you like it and all that, I think that's really cool.
Yeah, and they're big on Belgians, which is not my favorite style, but they had a really nice IPA that I had, and a apricot.
I don't think we even know how to pronounce that. That's way back.
Apricot.
And they had a apricot wheat beer, which was fantastic.
I think it's
I don't really like those either. So
I think it's apricot.
Yeah, I'm not a big wheat beer fan, but every now and again, when people put a little bit of fruit in it in some capacity, it kind of takes some of that edge off of it. Yeah.
And it was funny because when I ordered it, the bartender literally said, "I don't like wheat beers, but that's one of my favorites."
Yeah.
He's like, "That's something about the apricot that does it for me," and he's like, "It fixes everything I don't like about wheat beers."
I love so much that we made a shirt on how to pronounce that word like 1,000 episodes ago, and it just randomly made its way back into conversation.
Episode 150
finally came back around.
I'll find the shirt. I'll bring it up so everyone knows.
I actually just wore it.
You wore it yesterday?
I just wore it like yesterday or the night before, actually.
Yeah.
And it's always one of those random shirts where everyone looks at it and it's like, the fuck are you even talking about? Like,
I feel like that's a lot of our shirts. It is they're statement pieces. If you're trying to be unique, stand out in a crowd.
Yeah, exactly. Then get you an apricot or
take a gander at
which is
this. We have this shirt in like a salmon color.
That's the one I own.
Yeah. Well, I also wear it.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is one of the rare shirts that we did in multiple colors because I feel like this speaks to a lot of people.
Yeah.
And everyone deserves to have whatever color they want.
And I love most of the time, even if people don't read the shirt, they're like, why does he have a peach on his shirt? Like I'm trying to portray some weird sexual reference. Like, yeah.
Well, what is it?
Which one is it? You don't want to know. That's which one.
You're not allowed to ask that anymore, I think.
Yeah, no, you're not allowed to ask that anymore. See, exactly. Why is there a butt on this shirt? Oh, I love it. That's good, man. I'm glad you stumbled upon a cool spot and it's relatively close by. I think that's always nice. That's one thing, like anytime I've been anywhere or stayed anywhere with any long period of time, it's always nice to find somewhere where I'm like, cool, I know I like this place. I know the people are nice. I can go have a beer. I can hang out and not feel out of the ordinary or out of place.
Speaking of which, here, Koozie is one of those places.
God, true story. We went down to Charlotte. Actually, when we did the Untapped Festival down in Charlotte years ago now.
I found an Airbnb with this, like, basically underneath it.
First Ward Beverage Company. It's a fucking grocery store, sort of, deli.
It's a bodega.
Sort of.
Brew, like a tap. They got draft lines.
They had like 10 draft lines.
Guy was like basically, you want me to make you a sandwich?
I don't even know if they made sandwiches. He was just like, I'll make you a sandwich.
He just had the materials in the back.
Yeah. But like they sell like chips and Tylenol, like a gas station.
Had like they had other beers in the back, and they had like ramens. It reminded me of a like mini college like convenience store.
Yeah, that's accurate.
That like you go in and you like,
but they served beer.
Yes, that is why it was in college.
It had a little short bar with like 4 seats. It wasn't, but you could sit there and drink beer all night and then be like, oh yeah, I forgot to get bologna, and like just walk over to the cooler and get lunch meat for some reason.
There was so much weird stuff in there.
And did they have that powdered Tylenol that you always love?
BC powder.
BC powder. So Phil was unfamiliar with
Or
BC
goodies?
powder or goodies. I didn't think,
That was the name. I couldn't think of what the name was.
yeah, I didn't think that was like a thing, like a regional thing. I thought that was like a pretty national
I
brand.
think Goodies is like East Coast.
Richard Petty used
I had
Goodies.
never seen a goodie until I came down to Virginia. And
But boy, that cherry flavor one tastes great and it works.
I hate how much I love them.
I know. It's even better when you have a hangover and a headache if you buy a Fun Dip and use the Lick-a-Stick with the Goodies.
Just mix the goodies into the Fun Dip powder.
Oh, God.
No, not me. Hand me the BC powder. I'm gonna mash that like into the top of
Whoa.
my mouth.
Oh, okay. Top of your mouth. All right.
Yeah, because it immediately is gone.
Know where that was
All
going.
headaches are gone.
I'm gonna mash it up, maybe do it right off the table.
No.
I knew Goodies was going to be goody because I think it had a NASCAR driver on it, which
It was Richard Petty. Richard Petty was the original like Goodies car driver. So he's like handlebar mustache. He's like, Goodies the only thing that works for me. And then he's like cutting people off at 300 miles an hour.
Because you know that guy drinks. He understands.
Well, or he's had a few headaches as well. Not as bad as Dale Earnhardt, but
Hey-o.
oh, too soon.
No, way too soon.
Yeah, that's going to be in my bit later when I do some stand-up off the cuff. All right. Should go great. All right. So, again, we are playing trivia tonight. If you keep up on the show, we play trivia from time to time with some regularity. So if you go to the Kahoot.it or use the Kahoot game app, you can put in our pin that is scrolling down there at the bottom of the screen. Go in there and make your team name. I know there's some teams in there already. We are going to be starting that in a minute. And just remember, if you come in late or if you have a hard time getting your team name together or the app is being weird, you can come in at any time. You don't have to be on the front end of it. You can join anytime.
Highly recommend you get in early so you have a chance to.
You're going to want to get those points.
Yeah. Get some points, get on the board, get some questions.
For all you know, we're keeping track of the winner every week, and we're going to end this season with giving away something.
This is a recorded episode.
We could show up at your work with not well. I don't think
you're going to get the apricot shirt. That's the gift.
And delivered in person, and I'll be in assless chaps.
You know what, Daniel? You
can't what you promised.
Chaps, because chaps are always assless.
Ah, fair enough. Until you're in them, and then they're ass chaps.
Damn it! I didn't think about that aspect. They're no longer assless.
Yep. As soon as this bad boy slides in them, they're full of ass.
Oh God.
Fuck it. Let's
do some trivia.
Yeah, let's play some trivia. Let's do it.
What's it about? We haven't even talked about what.
It's about all sorts of things.
Yeah, but tonight we are doing a beer.
We are.
Yeah, but it's mainly about a certain beer.
Yeah, so we are doing a beer from the Answer Brew Pub. They are out of Richmond, Virginia. And this beer is called the Bay to RVA. It's a West Coast Pilsner. So I am looking forward to this beer. These guys very rarely miss. We've had quite a few of their beverages.
It was a collaboration with
Yeah, it was a collaboration with obviously a beer out of California, hence the Golden Gate Bridge
Beer
to
bottle.
RVA. I
am just now at this very moment understanding the name of this beer.
Yeah, right? Yeah. Well, RVA is such a Richmond, Virginia term around here, so people throw it out like where you headed. I'm going up to RVA this weekend, or people say it all the time. So as soon as it was
RVA,
as soon as they said Bay to RVA, I was like, oh, I get it because of the brand.
I have worked on the artwork for this show. I've put in the text for this show. I have done so many things. Not the whole time I was like, this is a terrible name. This name is just awful. Because I had no idea what it meant, and I was like, this is so stupid.
Did you Google it? I feel like I
just right now put it together.
Whenever I don't know something, there's such a big part of me that I was like, I couldn't possibly not know this, and now I got to look it up. I feel like I would have looked that one up, but that's fine.
Exactly. Katie, I've never said I'm going to RVA, but I definitely own a shirt that says RVA. Right. I have one that says RCA. And it's got what'd you say?
For batteries?
Yeah, pretty much. Super cool.
Yeah.
Super.
Well, Katie might own a second shirt if this show ends up with another shirt. So that says RVA on it.
True story. Well, we this was a 6-pack
Yes.
of 12 ounces. So I'm gonna go ahead and pour one because we got
I already
extras.
did.
Good. Let's do some trivia.
Let's try it.
Kahoot!
Is Kahoot paying us yet? I feel like we push their shit all the time.
Technically, we're supposed to be paying Kahoot to be doing this,
Cat's out of the bag. We got them.
but they've watched the show. They're not threatened by us. So.
This is fair.
If anything, we're just giving them business.
All right, so we are going to start trivia here. Just remember that it's not only about getting the answer correct, but getting it correct the fastest. You get more points for that if you get both of them. So go with your gut. Don't drag it out. Don't overthink it. And that being said, we're going to get started, and let's see how Richmond.
It's Ohio, Richmond.
But me, no buts. The answer is C, and Cheeseball Man do.
All right, let's get this started.
Oh, Richmond.
I like what you've done.
Oh, Richmond. Okay.
With the
I've been crawling in the dark, looking for you. All right.
Uba stank.
You know it. All right. So the Golden Gate Bridge has how many miles of galvanized steel wire?
2,000 miles for
20,000 miles.
Sorry, 20,000, 40,000, 60,000, or 80,000.
But its commas are tough.
It's fine. I was gonna say, actually, it's fine. I was gonna.
You don't get to answer. You don't get to play trivia. You're not a team.
I can't remember how I was gonna.
You're
say
not
that
even
number.
a team. It is 80,000 fucking miles of galvanized steel cable.
That's a
How
lot.
long is a goddamn bridge? 40 miles?
Mm-mm. Well, if you think about it, it's okay.
People were close. They just didn't quite get it.
Yeah. It's honestly, that's an insane number.
It is. Yeah.
Because the bridge is like 500 yards?
Yeah.
It doesn't go very
It's a
far.
mile.
What?
Almost? No, it's not a mile.
I don't know. Phil, have you ever been over that bridge?
Mm-hmm.
You have?
Times, yeah.
Okay.
It's a nice bridge.
Yeah.
It's a much longer walk to all the way across.
Yeah,
That's
no
all
doubt.
I know. I feel like I was walking forever, and I was like, I made it halfway.
I looked off the side of it, and some very nice policemen took me away. I was like, just sightseeing, bro.
They brought you right out to Rikers. Is that what that is out there? No, wait. What is it?
Alcatraz.
Rikers is in New York.
Yes.
I knew it was one of those two.
That'd be great, actually, because it's a very expensive trip, and it takes all day on the ferry to get there. So if they would just take me there
Directly.
one, it's free. Two, it sounds like it's an expedited process. You gotta wait in line for days to get these tickets.
I don't wait in lines.
No?
I don't. Let's see who didn't get this right.
Everyone.
I don't know that.
It literally says
Says that no one got it right. So
That can't be right. Nobody got it right. Oh, Richmond.
let's see how they do on question 2.
the answer. We should have capitalized that. Is in Richmond, Virginia. Richmond was once the capital of what? It's also right there. I forgot, but I memorized it. Look at that.
Boy, you're right.
West Virginia, the Confederacy, the United States, or North Carolina.
Let's see if that American history X knows.
Go. I see what you did there. I do love Denzel Washington. That is correct. Richmond was the original capital of the Confederacy during the Civil War.
And proud of it.
I did not say that.
Nope.
They were at one time.
There's still some very large flags as you get close to Richmond
are.
that are on the interstate that
Yep.
are just. And it's always the house you think it's going to be above, too. Like, it never catches me off guard. I'm never like, whoa, a huge Confederate flag. Weird, a giant mansion. Nope. It's always like, whoa, huge Confederate flag. Oh, shitty trailer and the grass isn't cut. Checks out. Checks out.
Oh, that's terrible.
It just is what it is.
I mean,
I threw
You're
this
not
question in for conversation purposes.
Does it go with your stand-up later?
Oh God, no! You know it's crazy. I can't even do stand up about this anymore. I've been kicked out of too many places. All the shit I say, and people get real upset over a few jokes I got on this line of thought. But that's fine. To each their own. New Jersey.
Cheeseball man taking off.
Cheeseball man. So they both got it right. He just got it right real fast.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And I think like
Excuse me. I don't know how Cheeseball man identifies.
True.
Well,
man.
yeah. Well, I mean, yeah, that's what's written, but
Okay.
I don't know.
I don't think that's how that works.
I'm going to refer to you now as Cheeseball person.
Cheeseball they.
Cheeseball they. The answer brew pub is attached to a Vietnamese restaurant. True or false?
Oh, delicious pho.
Mm.
That's soup.
Oh. Some answers for this question.
True or false? People took their time on answering that one.
Yeah. Wow. But everybody did well.
Yes. Well done.
Well done out there. Yeah, so the original onset of this was the actual restaurant.
And it's delicious.
Yeah, it's called Mekong Restaurant. It is a Vietnamese restaurant. It is beautiful, delicious. It's the second generation of family that owns the restaurant, and the same generation of family started the brewery now on the back side of the building. So it is two separate technical businesses.
Mhm.
You can go into the restaurant, but you can't cut through to the brewery. And you can go around the back of the building, go into the brewery, but you can't quite cut into the restaurant from there. But they
do have a lot of taps.
Oh yeah.
Like,
the actual restaurant has a huge tap list.
Like I want to say it's like 2 pages.
Yeah.
So.
But really, really great food. A lot of people have been going to Mekong for their beer list forever, long before the answer even came into play.
When did the answer open? That's not a trivia question.
It's not a trivia question.
When did it open?
I know. It's not a trivia question.
Sorry. I feel like we went to Mekong and then found the answer. But that seems crazy.
Yeah, that seems nuts.
Because I feel like we look at things before we go there.
Most of the time.
Yeah.
Tiffany, every time we go get food like that, Tiffany likes to order food that's difficult and that she has to make. So it's like, hey, here's this $30 plate. By the way, it's just all the pieces. You have to put it all together and then tip me
$30
for eating it.
It was a spring roll kit. And so you'd dip your rice paper in the water and then you'd load it up with whatever you wanted.
Right.
And it was delicious.
Brilliant move on their end.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah. Some sucker will definitely do it.
It's me.
I was entertained the entire meal. No one had to give me a coloring book. I was good.
Like normal.
So everyone got this one right. Let's find out who got it right the fastest.
Cheeseball they.
Ooh.
Son of a bitch.
I'd already forgotten that. Ridiculous. It's fine. Everything's fine.
So they are not related, Vero, but they do know each other
yes.
pretty well, all in all. Just for the record.
Yes.
All right.
This is Tiffany's question.
What's the difference between a West Coast Pilsner and a traditional Pilsner?
One probably goes to a fancier school.
Is it the hop variety or amount of hops, the yeast strain, the grain bill, or the fermentation time?
Ooh, tough one.
This is actually really easy.
Yes. So hop variety and amount of hops. So in a traditional Pilsner, they are following what Pils in Germany created this beer as. So it's usually a lot of it. Well, it's not usually. It is noble hops, which are the the ones that follow the Rheingeheitbolt.
The King's hops.
How
noble.
They're the OG hops. Whereas the West Coast style Pilsner is using a lot of the American or modern day hops. So it's like your Citra, your Mosaic, Simcoe, all of those would be then used to hop this. So not only is it using those types of hops, but it's also usually a little extra hopped. So a Pilsner is going to have a crisp bite to it. This one has much more of a IPA tinge to it. It's like an IPL, which is now called a cold IPA.
I think we're reverting back to IPL now.
God, that'd be great.
Yeah, I agree.
I don't know. I like the cold IPA.
Do you?
I don't know. Something about it does it for me.
Something about it. I
mean,
dig that cold
the
IPA.
style is like definitely one of my favorites, but I feel like because it's called a cold IPA, they're really leaning in on the IPA versus the lager, like balance of IPA lager. So anyway, I have some notes.
I got some notes.
Yeah, we should let them know.
Yeah, I'll email the brewmaster of
I've already alerted the
America.
community.
America's brewmaster.
Yes.
It's John Mallet.
It's John Mallet. Cheese ball day, racking them up.
We didn't get like a fire thing, doesn't she? Oh, because they missed one, but everyone missed it.
Yeah. That right out the gate, not a hot start.
By the way, I know you have already opened this, but we are on the third one, so I opened mine as well.
Yes, I opened mine as well.
So
There's
far,
some baby in it.
Just now for the first time.
yeah. Into the color so far.
Yeah, absolutely.
It is very pretty, man.
All right, we got two more. Let's
Two
find out
more.
what one is. I know. I threw one in there.
Oh, fuck.
Ooh.
Can't catch me off guard like that.
What's
All right.
the-
What is the name of the brewery Phil said he went to earlier in the show? Miami Beach Brewing, Abbey Brewing Company, South Beach Brewing, or Monk Brewing?
Let's find out who was listening.
I'm giving you a hint. It wasn't me because I don't recognize fucking any of
I know
these.
this one. I was
A
listening.
little sad how long it's taken people to answer this one.
That's probably just a lag. It's just a lag.
Oh, so yeah. Look at those people guessing. They heard that I was in Miami Beach and they heard I was in South Beach, but they weren't.
That's selective listening. I get it.
It's Abbey Brewing.
It's not active listening, is what
Right.
it's really. I mean, it's fine. They're here to drink, I assume. So
I actually just thought Abbey Brewing Company. It's easy for me to remember because it just makes me think of Abbey Road, even though it's in Miami.
Well, it's Belgian styles, so I was thinking, Abbey Monks brewing it. That's where I.
Yeah, but it's not Monk Brewing.
I know it's not Monk brewing.
So that would
but
get confusing
monks
for me.
Live in an abbey.
Oh, Richmond.
Oh,
Oh, Richmond.
Richmond was listening.
My, how the cheese ball days have fallen.
All right, well, let's find out who's going to win all the cheese balls.
God, this is
Final question.
close.
But me no butts is right behind too.
All right. How many collective beers on Untapped have Tiffany, Daniel, and Phil checked in?
I don't even know this one.
Tell you what, it's a great number. All of these are great.
All these are real proud numbers for.
Majority are the two of you.
No, don't shortchange yourself. I had to look up yours as well for this answer.
We did some math. Yeah, by the way, it's almost 10,000.
Yeah. So as of yesterday, when I put this question together, it was 9,985. So at this point, it'll be 9,988 because we're all going to be checking this beer in as well. So really, really pushing that 10,000 marker between all three of us.
I'm proud of us.
Only one person got this right.
Whoa.
Oh,
I think
no.
they just saw the highest number and we're like, yeah, that's got to be it.
That checks out.
I've gone drinking with them before. That's definitely. I've met Phil, but he doesn't remember meeting me. Those have to be his numbers.
9,985.
That one day they met me.
All right.
Let's
Moment of
find
truth.
out who is the winner of nothing.
Boy, you set it up like that. Oh, how they fall.
I mean,
Baseball
on the podium though. So,
Oh, Richmond.
Oh,
but the butt one.
But me no butt.
Yes. Came in from nowhere on the
Well
last
done.
two questions.
Well done.
Yeah.
Well done.
Kudos to you. But they.
But they,
I don't know who that is, so I can't gender them.
that's true.
Like butt man.
Yeah, I can't do that.
Yeah.
Can't do that.
not allowed.
It's 2023.
Your
We
dad's
gotta,
a butt man.
we gotta grow up a little bit.
Sorry.
Feel good about your choices?
I do. Yeah.
Okay.
That was another one of those things that I say out loud, and I'm like, I don't know why.
Well, I just said that.
That's fine.
So have we. So have
I hit rock bottom. God, welcome to the show.
Katie, you hit rock bottom 154 episodes when you started watching this show.
Fair. All right. Well done, everybody, on trivia. If you like trivia, we do some variation of it just about every week.
Yeah.
Even when we have a guest on, we typically do a variation of it.
Or try to
some degree. So make sure you check us out every week and play trivia with us to win a not prize. That being said, I'm ready to talk about this beer. I don't know if y'all are. It's been so long.
Everyone up.
You what?
Just wanted to wake everyone up.
Yeah.
I forgot about that one.
I honestly just forgot about the clip because it's been a while since we actually reviewed a beer.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So
the premise of the show to begin with.
Yeah. This is the OG premise.
Yeah.
We are going to be reviewing a beer this evening, which we haven't done in a while. We do use Untappd to review our beers. It's the easiest way for us to keep up on the beers we've had and what we've rated them. So if you are on Untappd, make sure you go find our handles. It's down in the About section of the show. Follow us individually. Follow the show. You can see which one of those 9,000 beers we're having at any given time. But tonight we are reviewing a beer from The Answer, which is out of Richmond, Virginia. It is a West Coast Pilsner called the Bay to RVA. So that is the beer we will be talking about now.
Comment what you think the Bay to RVA is. Wrong answers only.
Yep. Put them in the chat. That is a good one. Wrong answers only.
I dig it. All right. Well, Phil, you had the majority of these 9,000 beers, so I'm interested to hear your take on this one, especially being a West Coast Pilsner. I don't think we've done many variations of that.
No, it absolutely is. Like it's got a little bit of that, like, is it a little of the bitterness, which is great, which gives it that kind of West Coast. I love the clearness of it. It seems like something I could just drink a ton of. 5.5, so I could drink a good amount of these. Definitely repeat on these. I love I love a 12-ounce can. Yeah. 6-pack 12-ounce can. This, like, if this wasn't in a 12-ounce can in a 6-pack, I'd probably be saying, why isn't it in a 6? Like, I'd be wondering that, because it's one of those beers that you could definitely carry a 6-pack around with. You bring it to the beach, you're good to go. Can art is gorgeous, so I have no complaints about that at all. Overall, I'm going with I really like it. I'm doing a 4.5 on this one. I'm a big fan. Yeah. And
again, on Untappd, it's 1 through 5, 5 being the best, 1 being the worst. So 4.5 is a great score.
Fantastic score. I will go next. So I kind of hinted at this earlier that this particular style is way up my alley. Huge fan of this one. Phil, you hit the nail on the head in the fact that it's clear. It looks like a lager, looks exactly like a Pilsner should look. And it really does have a really good hop balance, so that it is just a tinge more of an IPA bitterness to it than a traditional German Pilsner. The only thing.
Oh, everybody's a critic.
So I was looking at the can, right? And it says the Bay to RVA, but it only has the Bay.
Because there's nothing recognizable in Richmond that you could put on a can.
A Confederate statue.
A Confederate statue. That's fair. Yeah.
Yeah.
I love that it's just the bridge, and then over here in the corner is Robert E. Lee.
Although I will say, I think the idea is because there's a stamp thing, so they're sending it from the Bay,
correct,
to RVA.
Oh, so it's a postcard.
Postcard from the Bay to RVA. I think that is.
However, am I going to send them an email about there should be a Robert E. Lee statue on it somewhere? Yes.
It should be on that ferry.
Correct. He's riding the ferry out of the Bay. I got to get out of this place, get back to Richmond.
Way too many rainbow colors here.
Not a lot of white folks in town.
All right. So with that news, I take my comment of but back. Like to
Butts, no butts.
I would retract that.
Yes.
But just, no, I think it's really fantastic, and the style is really crisp and really well made. So I'm gonna also go with 4.5.
Okay.
There we go.
Okay.
Daniel, what are you going to do?
Boy, I'm going to bring this down.
Up or down?
Oh, I am bringing this way down to the floor.
Okay. Drop it like it's hot.
Yeah, I'm going to give it a solid 4. So I do. I think this beer is really well balanced, really well made. I'm always in the vein of, if you're going to call it like a hoppy or like a West Coast, I always think it needs a little more bitterness even than this one has. So you keep all the color, you make it as pretty like a Pilsner and drink like a Pilsner. But I always think there should be more hops to it if you're going to throw West Coast in the name in any capacity. That being said, it is really well balanced. It's clean. It's easy to drink. It's got a little bit of hop to it. Not enough hops for me, though. Yeah, but well, that's normal for me.
Burned your taste buds off.
I will burn your taste buds off.
Don't. Sorry. That is recorded on the internet. If I lose my taste buds at any point in time, Daniel is the culprit.
Oh, so I'm responsible for COVID.
Yeah. It's his fault.
I will say I kind of agree with you on the sense of, if it's going to be coming from San Francisco being sent to Richmond, they should have made it more West Coast than Pilsner.
Yep. I'm not mad at the beer.
And they should have thrown in some sourdough bread.
Right, naturally. It comes in a bag of sourdough, every individual beer.
They hollow out the loaves.
Sending it to prison.
Overall, though, we gave this a 4.25.
Yeah.
Yes. And it's delicious.
Beta RVA with the answer in bare bottle. Do we know what part the answer had to play in this and what part bare bottle had to play?
So I'm going to go with, based off the can art alone, that bare bottle probably did the majority of things. And it probably is a friendship in some capacity. They've known each other, met each other over the years. And it was probably more of a collaboration on the idea of the beer, the ingredients of the beer. But based off the can art, like you said, Beta RVA, I assume that the San Francisco brewery probably had more of a hand in the actual product.
I always wonder kind of how that works. I mean, we've made a few award-winning beers. And
you fucking ain't right.
2 out of 4 are award-winning, but we throw our logo on there and say like collabed. And honestly, all we really did was come up with the name.
Sure.
I mean, we lift some grain bags into the hopper, so there's that.
We get drunk early in the day at the brewery.
Yeah.
But it is kind of interesting to think, like, these are 2 breweries, like, what was the concept? Did they just get on like a Zoom call and just kind of go, we should do this, this, and this? And they go, sure. And then they make it. And then,
I mean, that's pretty common in the industry of people that are far enough away. If they're close enough, everybody wants to brew together. Everybody wants to go hang out at someone else's spot or brew on somebody else's system, or vice versa. Theory. Mine's not a theory. There's breweries do this all the time.
Oh, I know, but they also will go to a person's location. I mean, Ouzelfinch went to Humble Sea.
I'm not saying that they don't, but
I like to think that they went to both.
This was brewed and packaged by Answer.
So here's my thing.
It's written on the label?
Yeah. No. So here's my theory. Here's my theory. So I have a theory that the Answer went there and they brewed a batch there together, and then Bare Bottle came here and they brewed a batch together. And that way they each had their own like units of it, because otherwise it's very hard to share and ship beer.
It is coast to coast. Yeah. Especially in that volume.
So that is my theory.
Okay.
Because I like to think that they got to do it together.
I really wish we could have got somebody on.
I just like to think that they're best friends and they hold hands and hang out, you know?
Sometimes one of them chases a piece of cheese into a small hole in the wall. They just get each other. Join us next week where we'll be talking about Tom and Jerry.
Y'all want to do the show again next week?
I would fucking love to.
All right, we'll do it again next week.
I don't know what the fuck we're gonna do, but stay posted. Keep posted.
God, get excited. Start making guesses. Start writing. Leave comments on our Instagram. Really start guessing what's next.
Yeah, I would love I would love to take a show concept from someone's suggestion.
Yeah, no, Gabriel has our information. You don't
I mean,
want that
we don't
shit.
need to do
That's-
it. It's
Gabriel suggestions are only on our OnlyFans.
we just get to,
Dar.
Daniel Dar.
filter. It may
Dar's getting a mention in the comments.
Yeah. Daniel Dar gets a mention in a lot of comments, but it's usually under like serial killer profile or
Daniel Dar has something on his back. Is normal.
no, not enough.
What do you think about my back?
All right.
Let's do this next week.
Yeah,
Let's do it every week, 8 p.m. Eastern.
on
All right.
Thursday.
All
If we
right.
have to.
Cool. See you out there.
Best ending yet. We really explained a lot.
Yeah, I feel like
Really came together.
they'll figure it out. We have a very, very intelligent audience.
We're huge on TikTok, so no one's even watching it from our TikTok.
For like another week,
We just wait for the clips on TikTok.
waiting for the government to come in.
What are we gonna do when it ends?
Oh